Around the Table on Harrison's Original, KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table. This weekend is off, and I'm Dan Reynolds, and with me today is the none other James L. Bumgardner.
Not the L. That guy's got a warrant. It's yeah.
James E. Bumgardner. Is it James? Was it James when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. It was always
was Jimmy?
No. There was only one person in town who got into the habit of calling me Jimmy. And I can assure you it made for a terrible work experience on many different levels. So, but that is here nor there.
Well, we want to thank you for coming in today.
I am truly honored to be here. Seriously,
I had to call 3 times this morning. I called and said, Jim, do you remember about coming in to help me today? And go, what?
Oh, it's...
And then you hung up on me.
Well, it's because you started breathing heavy. And I was like, this is fun and all, and I like it, but I can't afford this $2.99 a minute, Dan. Yeah. I just can't do it.
Well, at least I did get your credit card.
Well, that's true. Thankfully, it was Alicia, so she'll take it up with you later.
Okay, all right, fine. I do want to thank you. Jim and I have known each other for
17 years.
17. Oh, you
17
counted
years.
up, huh?
Absolutely. Well, it's because I started back at Harrison in 2008 here in what used to be the newsroom, and all was what it was. And I covered your grand opening, if you will, over at K26 when you guys finally got the studio done.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
Yep. That's when we met for the first time, and we had a lot of fun with it. And then I left KHOZ and came over there to Reynolds Media, did the news for you guys.
Yeah.
And then we created Case Files of the Ozarks Goose Research
Society.
Society.
That was. I tell that story every now and then. People come in and they'll say, "Oh, I love your building," because I own the old school administration building, the old Woodland Heights Ward building up there. It was built in 1915.
Wow,
and
right.
You and a group of other people brought in a bunch of electronic devices and captured orbs and all kinds of weird stuff.
It was fun. And the tricycle in the basement. That was the big one from that.
The tricycle,
The tricycle in the basement moving around.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of fun. I've got that in the archives. I've been doing a lot of archive digging here lately because I'm old and I'm working on another book, actually. 'Cause that's kind of where I spend my time now. I'm writing now. That's the main thing. And,
all right.
Kind of a field guide to digital hoarding. Because I know you, and I know you're as bad as I am when it comes to... We've got all this stuff that just compiles and compiles and compiles.
Well, history is only important to the person that's interested in history.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, history is important, and I love history, and I love to go back and dig through. I would love to find basements and attics that haven't been opened up for years and just go through all the items there.
Oh yeah, that's fun stuff. That really is.
But all of us have that legacy feeling. We want to leave some kind of legacy, some kind of footprint, whether it's a, pinky print or a thumbprint or whatever in life. And we collect things.
Mm-hmm.
And, the things that I've collected over the years are only important to me.
Yes.
And when I pass on, I don't think anybody would give a care.
It's funny that you, because again, it's one of the things, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, that you may not be aware of is when it comes to doing Around the Table with Dan, it's this is like so off the cuff. Outside of the weather forecast, we're flying, right? And it's funny that you brought this up because, again, the most recent book that I've released, it's this is not Plugola or Payola because I'm not paying him and he ain't paying me, but Toys or Totems. It's actually looking at that because the way the book came about was, again, it's been a crazy year, right? With that said, and I was sitting in my home office and I look at all the stuff that's just kind of on top of me. And I'm like, why do I have this crap? But as an inquisitive mind, I started really diving into that question. It's like, why do I have this crap? And then going through, well, is it just nostalgia? Well, that's one avenue of it, but that's actually going to be covered very deeply in the follow-up book. But when it comes to the truly psychological aspect of why we hold on to what we do, and I've done a lot of reading this past year and studying up on like Carl Jung and getting a better, deeper look inside oneself, myself being the one self, and then seeing when it comes to those archetypes that are captured in those things that we collect, because they really are a representation of what we do and how we do every day. Now, the thing that gets crazy nowadays is we have so much stimulation at all points at all times that it becomes clutter. But what if you just step back and kind of look? And that's what the book really is about. It's like I focused in on the toy aspect because of my affinity for collectible toys, specifically action.
Yeah, where did that come from?
What's that?
Your first toy. What was your first toy, or you collect action figures?
The first one that really, and to this day, still holds a very special place for me is the 1970. Well, actually, it was 1977 Superman action figure from the Mego Corporation. And that 8-inch cloth action figure represented so much that I didn't even realize then. But what it was doing is it was a commonality between myself and my dad, because he grew up with George Reeves Superman on television and that. And so that was a commonality there. He was the blue collar guy, and I would turn into whatever. So
what did that one figure that sparked this whole thing, what did that represent?
That's, in a nutshell, and in looking around at everything, and the things that I lean to in collecting, I like the heroes. Okay. And as such, the symbolism inside of the hero, it's that drive to do good for the sake of good. Not necessarily for any type of motivation. It damn sure ain't for the money. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's about just doing good for good's sake. And that character, Superman, embodies that as a whole. But then when you can make it more personal to your time, say 77, I was 4 years old. You're looking at something that, what is that saying? Show me the boy at 7, I'll show you the man at 70. And that, or I think I totally butchered that. But when it comes to that embodiment of a trait, that's really what that did, and I didn't even know it. And it's like, so, and then going on throughout life and things like that, going away, pursuing careers and lives and all this, but boy, it shows up again, just pops up out of nowhere, if you will. And it's like, boom, and it takes you back to that moment. And that's where, and this is again, the follow-up book boils into, with nostalgia, and I didn't know this until recently, so I started kind of like thinking about it again. But nostalgia as a term was originally coined in the late 1600s by a Swedish philosopher who coined it as a disease.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because when it came to, and the way he came about this was by observing military men who were being sent off. And from there, their homesickness, he coined as nostalgia, because it was pulling them back to something that didn't really exist, but it left them distracted and also longing for more. And then when you go through the stages of the evolution of nostalgia in culture, you go from that homesickness to going into, we'll just fast forward all the way through to, like, say, the early 1900s, where you get into a fellow, and post-World War II, where you've got a guy like Edward Bernays, which, if you're not familiar with Edward Bernays, look him up. He is considered the father of modern-day propaganda. He's the guy who coined the phrase human resources. Okay?
Oh, boy.
He was the guy who put it all two and two together when it comes to using emotions to sell you things. And there's a lady I know who's going to be a guest, and she's an author too. But but when you look at all of these things, so that's it kind of goes deep there. Speaking of which, I'm going to hit you with this before our guest comes in, because I wanted to congratulate you, because I had seen on the Facebook land that you had won the award there for was it screenplay or what particular? So
Best
you
writing.
won it for Mother, which I rewatched it again this morning, and the script is great. Story's good. That's fun. I love your editing. I love your editing, because in watching it, it was cool, because I was like, well, I was trying to prep everything this morning after you called me with the heavy breathing, and I'm sitting there, and it's like, I looked, I was like 27 minutes, so I'm kind of scheduling around all this, and next thing I knew, that 27 minutes was over. Your cuts were so clean and so good. I mean,
well, good.
And it's one of those forest for the tree things that you might not I don't know if you get enough pats on the back.
Well, you're not supposed to notice anything in a film.
Right.
You're not supposed to notice the music. You're not supposed to notice the acting. You're not supposed to notice the directing. You're not supposed. It's supposed to be an out-of-body experience, and that's what every person that does film or writes a book wants their people, their audience, to I guess propel themselves out of the reality that they're in.
Yeah, it's escapism.
Yeah, it's escapism.
And that's why I posted what I posted the other, because I'm trying to keep all the social stuffs I put out now very succinct and very mindful, because we're in a crazy time right now. Words matter, you know.
Yeah.
But that really is, you know, God bless the creators, because the creators, no matter what you do, you're offering people a distraction, and you're offering people something to break the mundane. And so for
I just wish we could do more. It takes a while to produce a 27-minute film.
There's a whole lot of work. And again, it's like, and my perspective is really skewed because of having sat in the editing bay myself.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate it on a different level than like other folks. But I do know that when I watched there and I checked it, I think I was at the 7-minute mark and I was just checking, and then literally I was at the end, your full 27 minutes, 3 seconds. I was there. I was done. And I'm like, I didn't see that happening. But before we go further and we bring Katie in,
Look at that.
I made that for you. To kind of, it's the closest thing to an award I could ever think of.
Oh, this is a 3D.
Yeah, it's a 3D print.
3D
and then
print.
I made you a couple others to pass around. Because, again, we live in such a fascinating time to where literally, if you dream it, you can build it at a pace and a cost that is so remarkably low compared to before.
Yeah.
And so,
well, one thing we don't have control over is the weather.
That's true. But you know what? There's rumors that we do. I'm going to talk to my buddy Brandon over at
my gosh.
Storm Track 360 because it's possible.
It's possible to control it. Let's talk about the weather today. We've got isolated showers and thunderstorms, possibly. It's only 20%, so it probably won't happen. But at the highs today are going to be around 91. Low tonight, 64. 20% chance of showers continues. Thursday, scattered showers, 30% chance. And that chance continues for Thursday night with a low of 64. Friday, 50% chance of showers with a high of only 84. It's cooling off, and I see fall coming in. With an overnight low of 63, and you want to take it from Saturday?
Yeah, let's go from there. 40% chance comes in with a high of 86. Calm wind, though, becoming south-southwest around 5 miles per hour. Don't you love when you throw all the unnecessary words in? But then again, here we go. Saturday night, 20% chance, overnight low of 64. 40% on your Sunday with a high near 86. 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 a.m. Make a note. And if it's wrong, Dan will give you a refund. Mostly cloudy otherwise with a low around 63. Monday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 82. Monday night, you know what? Let's wing it. We don't know. We don't know. We're going to say we don't know right now.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to our topic to ponder.
Lots of them.
And we'll do that right now.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Today's topic to ponder is, how does the presence or absence of windows affect how you feel in a room?
Yeah, and I answered that when they're online because it's like I love daily prompts like that because it gets you thinking about something other than
ponder
and to ponder these things. And for me, a room with no windows, it's good. It's in that I can just deep dive, focus in, and I'm at work. You give me windows, I get distracted. Like where we are right now, it's so funny because we got windows here in the studio, and it's funny because
it's distracting to you.
It can be because now you and I were one-on-one. We're eyes locked. We're cool.
Yeah.
But then I start thinking about I got history here. So I think about when this over here was the newsroom, and now there's no board, and it's sad. And then in that chair there was Bill Wilcox, and then the front door right there, we see our buddy Katie McCrite, and we also see the front door. And the front door, and I remember things. I remember Alicia sitting at the receptionist desk, and how everything began.
Everything's windows.
I went all the way there.
I made a comment. I don't usually make a comment. I usually make them here. But I said, I would love to live in a glass house with no curtains.
I refrained from commenting until now, because this is the radio exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds great, but I tell you what, I bet you definitely want to make sure you have a good, deep, dark hollow around you for the sake of neighbors. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here goes Dan, freewheeling.
No, I'm freewheeling. And then Hillary Hickman says, sunlight is key for so much. I couldn't be in a room without a window for long, but I love, love, love sleeping in rooms without windows. Okay, and then Paul Barron says, maybe not in a professional setting, like a doctor's office, definitely in somewhere you live or plan on being there for a while. And then our good friend Leslie King says, reminds me of being in detention at school. And then you said no windows, distract free zone, window free from work, an opportunity to play, rest, and relax. And my wife Kelly says, love windows, but I can never sleep near a window. So
there you go.
Little things.
Yeah,
little
hopefully
things
it's not
bother
for fear
people,
of you like
windows
pushing
too.
her out. That would be bad. I wouldn't want that.
Go to our Facebook page. We have it up and it's active and people are responding and we want you to. Let me bring this up on the screen one more time. How does the presence of or absence of windows affect how you feel in a room? I love windows. I love glass.
But I don't like Bill Gates, so we'll move along from there.
All right, let's do our Today in History.
Let's do our Today in History.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
That is my phone ringing tone.
There you go.
I love this. I love Mission Impossible. This was back in 1966, 59 years ago. Mission Impossible premiered on CBS TV. And for those of you who don't know the theme song by heart, you just heard it.
There you go.
You remember this?
Oh, boy, do I. 53 years ago is when MASH made its debut, also on CBS like Mission Impossible. And the opening theme here, which is titled Suicide is Painless, which you can hear in its full entirety in the film that it was adapted from.
Yeah.
And, it's so funny because I was introduced to the television show first, and then when I finally got around to watching
watched the movie,
and heard the lyrics of the song, and it's like, well, this is tragic. But it was indicative of the show.
Oh, sure.
I hope that the foresight and the wisdom that have made this session a success will guide these leaders and the leaders of all nations.
47 years ago today, the Camp David summit ended successfully. Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin signed the framework for the Middle East peace agreement. President Carter announced the breakthrough, and this was back in 1978.
And our new Miss America is Vanessa Williams, Miss New York.
Now, she was from Arkansas, right?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah.
It's funny because, again, you got me on one of those rabbit holes. Now, that was 42 years ago.
Wow.
But like half that time ago, she had released an album. And it was still on vinyl, and she was just such a lovely, beautiful woman, Vanessa Williams. And I was working at a little radio station that shall not be named because I don't think it's legal to talk about it anymore. But just seeing that album cover, it was great. Gary Collins was the MC there. Now, 10 months later, she became the first Miss America to resign after word got out that nudie photos of her would appear in Penthouse. Now, she was replaced by the first runner-up, Suzette Charles, Miss New Jersey. She was another black woman, and but now, though, once again, Vanessa, she's still a successful singer and actress. And,
she was good in movies.
I am old, Dan. I keep having these memories. And
42 years ago.
Oh, my gosh. It's like, okay, I actually remember this in real time.
We are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%.
Okay, this was 14 years ago. A demonstration called itself Occupy Wall Street began in New York, prompting similar protests across the U.S. and around the world. This became a familiar refrain as the protest dragged on.
Yeah,
I don't hear about them anymore.
No, it's funny how that's kind of faded away, isn't it?
Things do fade away.
47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing.
This is political lip service from 13 years ago. Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney went on defense to explain a secretly recorded video. The cameras were huge, man. Recorded video in which he told wealthy donors that 47% of Americans consider themselves victims. Now, they don't pay any income tax and expect government benefits. And then he looked at the camera and said, "Hi, I'm Kettle."
Vote for me. Go to my website and give me money.
We are all vulnerable. We will all, at some point in our lives, fall. We will all fall.
This is a birthday cut. Actor Kyle Chandler was born on this day. He's 60 years old today. He won an Emmy playing Coach Taylor in Friday Night Lights.
We're considered as a threat, but when I look into the field, I see 5 or 6 other teams and drivers out there that can certainly win this championship, and I think it's going to be the best chase we've seen yet.
50 years ago, it was the point in time when young Jimmy Johnson was born there in 1975. That was him, doing his thing.
Is that the owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
No,
Jimmy
but
that's a different one.
Yeah,
huh?
that's a totally different one there. Yeah,
Right.
no. So if he would have been born 50 years ago, he would have the most stunning NFL coaching career ever.
Yeah, he looks old for 50.
Yeah, it's like, man, you need some oil of Olay, pal.
All right. We're going to take our first break, and we have Katie McCrite. She's a local.
She is.
She's an author.
She is an amazing author and a good friend. I'm very
Well, you didn't have to go that far.
It's true. It is. I've known her a very, very, very long time, and this is very serendipitous because I didn't know she was going to be on the show. Again, we're flying by the seat of our pants, kids.
Yeah,
so this is
good.
awesome.
This is going to be a good interview, and we're going to get her in here and talk about her book and see what she's doing and see what's on the back burner.
Oh, I like seeing the back burner. That's where the action is.
That's where all the stuff's coming from. We're going to pick her brain. Katie McCrite's on the show. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table. We are having a good time here on the show today. We've got some of my favorite people in the studio, and it shows because you go right into conversation and you can't shut up, and
all you guys missed it. Sorry, the end.
In the studio with me is Katie McCrite, and she's a local author, lives right here in Harrison, Arkansas.
I sure do.
I want to thank you for coming in today. Thank you so much.
I love living here in Harrison, Arkansas.
Yeah. What's the best thing about living here that the first thing comes to mind? What do you think?
How wonderful the people are.
Okay.
Yeah, warm.
Have you not met Beamer? No, I'm only kidding, buddy. That's a joke. It's a joke.
When I first moved here, I came from a little town in Missouri where I always kind of felt like an outcast, and I was born and raised there, and my folks are from there from generations.
Uh-huh.
But when I moved down here, it was just like I suddenly had friends coming out of the woodwork. I felt like, this is where I should be living. This is where I should be living. So, and then I moved for a while back to Missouri to take care of my mom and dad who were elderly and ill, and I got so homesick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I guess I whined enough that when the opportunity came, we came right back. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're here. You're a local author, and we were kind of picking your brain earlier during the break, and I love the title of this book. It's called Epilogue. Mm-hmm. Epilogue, a novel.
Talk about just keeping you guessing from the cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, how did we already get here?
How did you come up with this idea? And did you name the book before you started, or did it just come like some authors say, well, here's the name of the book afterwards?
I don't know. I think probably it all just kind of came
It
together.
just came together, yeah.
But the book is a book about books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But more.
And more, yeah. And when I think I named it Epilogue because of the end, the epilogue at the end, and it is such a powerful force in that book. I just named it Epilogue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When you write, do you plot everything out in an outline, or do you just some writers just write every day and they don't know what they're writing? They just start writing from their brain, and they say this character's doing this, blah 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 blah, and then it ties in with this other character, and then this person murders this it all just kind of meshes together. How do you write?
Well, I don't write like that because I find that I end up with characters who aren't in the story anymore, or there's plot holes, or I go down a path that I have forgotten.
Yeah.
But a lot of writers do it that way. I have a friend on Long Island who sits down and her deadline is like next week, and she says, I haven't started this book, so I'm starting it now. And she doesn't have an outline or anything, and she just writes it, and it just comes out beautifully. I don't know how she does that. But for me, once I get the idea, it's kind of here in my little shivering brain, or shriveling brain. I'll just sort of think about it a bit, and then I'll sit down and I'll write a first chapter to see if the story works, if the characters are what I think they'll be, and if they're strong enough to survive. And if they do, then I'll come up with the storyline. I have the storyline in my head, but I'll just write like a 2-page synopsis.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like a book report.
Okay. So you write it like, this is the way I'd like. If I were telling somebody about the book, this is what I would write about it to get them interested in it.
Well, yeah, and for any author out there who's listening to this, if you haven't done your book yet, come up with an elevator pitch, which is. In 2 sentences or less, what your book is.
Okay.
So that's what I try to do, and don't ask me to do it with this one because I don't know if I can. It's been a while, but come up with that, because you're going to have people constantly asking, "What's your book about? What's your book about?"
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to bore them for the next 20 minutes.
No, you got to get straight.
You
got to
compel them. And this one, I tell people it's a story about a story about a story.
And that doesn't take you off of not at all.
And I guess excuse me for squatting around here, but I'm scooting down on my chair. I guess the one of the reasons I wrote this is because I used to work at the library here in town, and I saw things and heard things, and there's weird stuff going on in that library. And
this time on Case Files of the Ozarks Ghost Research Society.
There you go.
Actually, you had brought us in to actually do a speaking there. Way back then.
Did I?
Yeah.
And the librarian allowed it? I remember asking you, asking if we could bring you in to do a hunt, and she would.
Oh, yeah, no, they wouldn't do that. They were like, oh, no, we won't entertain such things. That's ghoulish. Yeah, whatever. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
So anyway, get back to your point.
Yeah, there was nothing really spooky.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't ghoulish and I wasn't afraid. It was just weird. For instance, I've heard my name whispered a couple of times.
Oh, weird.
And, you look around, there's nobody. They're at the front desk, and here I am in the back of the building, Or books coming off the shelf. Now, it doesn't happen all over the library. It only happens in just certain areas. But there would be books.
Did you look at?
No, you're good.
It'd be books like this, and then one would just.
Would you look at the title of the book? Maybe there was a message there.
I don't know. I think most of them were, if I remember correctly, on Arkansas history. That's where it seems like most of the books fell off.
Yeah.
But
can't silence it.
Yeah, and shadows, and just weird feelings and cold spots.
Oh wow.
And,
I wonder if that's indicative of libraries. Because that building's not that old.
Well, yeah, and that was a bank, too.
It was a bank, it's originally a bank.
But I've always wondered what was beneath that. What was that? What was
the meaning behind it? Yeah.
What was there first? Because that, like you say, that building's not that old. It was built, I think, in the 60s.
I wonder what building was there before.
Yeah, I wonder what was there before.
Yeah.
I know that there was a opera house or something like that down that way.
Oh, there was.
That was on the other side.
I think there was a building there that burned.
Yeah, probably.
Some of the older people here that follow the history.
There was a building there that burned?
I think so.
Oh, how cool! Because that fits right into the book.
If anybody's listening, and we've kind of gotten off track, but if we've gotten people that know the history of Harrison, and that's the corner of
Stevenson
Spring
and Willow. No, not Willow.
Yeah, it's I think Pine? No, I think it's Spring. I think it's Stevenson and Spring. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
You're right.
Where the library is.
Yeah. So, now I just kind of throw that in there because I know somewhere around, I don't remember which, I can't remember which of the buildings, but at one point was the telephone company that exploded.
Yeah. That was like where.
That's over where Windstream is now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the price has been going up ever since. Oh, gee.
I remember when that happened. It woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
My mother lived 2 blocks away, and
oh my goodness,
and I
shook her up, didn't it?
Yeah, it shook them up, and I went up on the roof and had holes in the roof from bricks and stuff, so we had to replace her roof.
Crazy times.
We got way off track.
Well,
and I'm sorry.
Now we're getting back to the epilogue of the story.
I'll tell you guys, when you talk to me, you're going to get way off track. I guess I'm just Ozarky enough to do that.
That's a good representation of what a writer does. They take in every thought process, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm so forgetful. I have all these people and things living in my head that aren't.
And they're pretty cool, actually. It's so funny because what I'm going to do right now, because we have the internet that lasts forever, and many things have been, again, like Dan and I were talking about off the air, is like I've archived so much stuff, mountains and mountains and mountains. And what I want to do though, because again, it's not that you just wrote a book. You are so remarkably accomplished. You have a full bookshelf. I mean, for real. You are your own section at Barnes and Noble.
How many books have you written? Do you know?
Well, I don't know how many I've written, but I have over 30 published.
Okay.
Yeah. I've written quite a few more than that, but
in today's world, people that want to write a book generally, if they go through the process, will have Amazon to make their books for them. Is that what you do now, or you have a publisher?
No, I am a traditionally published author.
Good.
I want people to pay me. I don't want to pay them.
Okay, yeah. Well, good for you.
And now the upside of being a self-published author is you can do it however you want it.
So you have a publisher that you communicate with on a regular basis and say, I've got a new book, are you going to publish it for me?
Well, kind of.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, yeah, he
It's complex, isn't it?
it's kind of a long, convoluted story
Well,
again.
it's okay.
But yeah, no, the upside of doing it yourself is you get to do it the way you want it.
Yeah.
The downside is you're doing it the way you want it, and it may not be very good. And
Right.
you need professional editors and
Typesetters.
typesetters, yeah. I was trying to say
It
typecasters.
is a lengthy process for sure. It's
Yeah.
like now me, when it came to sitting down with this, I used the Amazon KDP mainly years ago when I had looked into doing books, and the self-publishing world was a rip off. Oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah.
you were out 15 grand before you even got the first book out the door. And so the gatekeepers are gone, but to have a team that still does traditional publishing and available, that's not easy. So
No,
that's
it's
a
not.
massive accomplishment for you to still be a published author in that regard. Because again, it's just because everybody can doesn't mean they should. And to be able to maintain like you have, that's admirable.
Well, thank you.
For real though.
Yeah, and I work hard at it. It's not something I just say, well, I think I'll just go write a book.
Yeah, how often do you write?
I write every day.
Every day?
Every day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
On Saturdays and Sundays, I don't write as much as I do.
Yeah, you
the
kind of
rest the
relax a little
time.
bit.
Yeah.
So,
I read mostly more on the
So
weekends.
how many books are you in the process of writing now?
One more.
Okay.
I have another one that is finished, and this choir published. That's the one that published that choir, a wonderful company. Would like to see it, but it needs some.
Needs some work. Yeah.
Freshening,
Uh-huh.
and I think I want to write the one that I'm working on right now before I do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So.
All right.
There you go. And it's funny because actually in the Facebook feed, if you're listening on air, go ahead, go to Facebook. I don't recommend it normally, however you can. But if you're watching the live stream of the show or the replay, if you look at the comments, I actually put a link to the YouTube video that I did for you years ago with when you released the first April Grace book.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We did that at my house at the dining table. I remember that. Yep. That was a cool interview, and I'm sorry I keep slamming.
Oh, that's
this
fine.
chair.
I can readjust the camera.
That's all right. Get Willoughby on the phone. We can't live like this.
I probably ought to have seat belts to keep me in place.
We want to promote your book. The book is called Epilogue, and it's available now. Where can we get it? Amazon, maybe?
You can get it at Amazon. You can probably just go to Barnes and Noble. You'll probably have to ask them to stock it because I don't know if it's just something they would. I don't know. I don't know too much about distribution or anything.
You're just
like
the writer.
that.
Let them take care of it.
Absolutely. I got enough going on in my head than to worry about that.
Yeah.
And that's why you have a publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. I do want to say that I'm going to be at the library.
Okay,
on
yes.
September 30th at 5:30.
Okay.
I'll be doing a book signing. I'll be reading a little bit out of that. You can have that.
Oh, okay. I'll read that then.
And I'll sign it for you
I
here
have
in a
my
minute.
wife read it to me.
But I think most people know where the library is. It's on the corner.
It's that haunted place on the corner.
It's 1 block south of the square.
Okay.
And on the west side.
That's September 30th?
at 5:30.
At 5:30.
At the library upstairs in the meeting room.
Okay. And you're going to talk about the book?
I'm going to talk about the book. I'm going to sign copies
Well,
of
you
the
have
book.
extras available if they want to buy them.
And I'll read a little bit out of there, and I'll have some of my other books available if anybody wants them, and talk about writing or whatever else you want to talk about.
All right.
There we go.
So yay!
And it's a wonderful resource to be able to connect with someone who's actually doing it.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
It's like if you're an aspiring author or any type of creator, to connect with another creator is so massively important because that support system and group, we all need it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Katie McCrite, thank you so much for coming in,
much.
and we will have you to come back.
I hope so.
Oh,
it was great to be
it's
here
fun.
again.
You're fun.
And to see you both, and especially my friend Jim that
There
I
you
haven't
go.
seen for so long, and I need to see. Yep, I guess your daughter's all grown now.
She's 15 with a boyfriend.
My Lord.
I
Well,
know.
you guys can carry on the conversation while we go to a break. We want to let people know that this show is sponsored by Stone Bank, Boulder Banking. And when we come back, we're going to be talking with Allison Black on the phone. If we can track her down,
We'll do our best.
we'll do our best. Stick with us. Well, I made I was going to say a feeble attempt.
Feeble?
A feeble means.
He was shaking?
No, feeble. Made an attempt to try to get a hold of Allison Black at the North Arkansas District Fair, and the phone kept ringing and ringing and ringing. So today's a busy day for her, I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
Today's Senior Day, and the fair is open today, and they've got free meals for seniors today.
Oh, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a double win. You got a fair plus free food.
Yeah.
That's food, ego, and free, the three key components of any kind of promotion.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes.
So, and you got the ego by way of the Beamer is going to be out there doing his thing.
Oh, is he out there now?
He's supposed to be out there. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's made it yet, but I know that's where he was heading.
Are you a senior yet?
I'm getting closer, but not quite. I got the look because I wanted to kind of get
Are
a
you
run
past
on it.
55?
No, sitting at 51 for a few more months.
Oh,
so,
my gosh.
Yeah.
You're a young pup.
I still need the oil of Olay, too. I'll tell you what. It's just, ooh. But
yeah,
the best thing.
You've been rode hard, put up wet.
I know, and that was actually into a segue with Alicia. She still looks amazing and fabulous, and it makes me look even worse. So it's like,
I agree with that.
It's true. It just is. It's just true. You know.
We've got stuff we could talk about. I do want to tell people about the new downtown Branson's Fall Fest.
Oh, really?
You know, they've gone through this 4-phase, 12-phase reconstruction down there at the main hub of Branson, the old Branson part where Dick's 5 and 10 is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've watched that, and it's like, and I've seen the online rumbling, and again, it seemed pretty crazy for when they decided to break off into that because they did it right there in the middle of summer, and it's like they're blocking off downtown.
They blocked all that stuff off in the middle of the tour season.
And then that god awful tragedy that happened with the water main breakdown there.
Yeah.
That was horrible. But now here's the thing, kids. It's something to be mindful of, and this is why you get involved in your local community and know what's going on, because all of the areas around here, and this comes back from my following city council days, the infrastructures are all so old that they've got to be replaced. I mean, they're just
absolutely.
And so it's like it's one of those things for the public to be aware of that. Unfortunately, the message isn't out very much, and so it's like, but just to be mindful of those things, to know what's going on.
Well, you think about when Harrison was when the infrastructure was first put in. I mean, I'm sure it started off as a small village.
Sure.
And then plumbing became a thing.
And cutting into rock. Into rock.
Well, you look at the plumbing back then. It's that I don't even know what it's called. Is it cast iron or?
Yeah, it's like it's all like a cast iron.
But that's been 100 and some years ago. I mean, I have that plumbing in my old building, and it's brittle.
I saw in downtown when it comes to a lot of the old buildings down there, and again, and what's underground there is, I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
but
we don't know what's under there.
I do know that there are issues with. I mean, the first time I had ever walked into the Montgomery Ward building was when Bill Fraley still had Fraley's Furniture, and he said, "Hey, Jim, look at this." And I said, "Okay." So I walked back to the back with him, and he opened up the basement door, and there was a dude in a kayak going around because it had flooded so bad.
Oh, no.
And that was, 17 years ago. And it's like, wow, okay. But it never went away and only got worse, actually. And so there are actually other structural things downtown that I can't speak as an expert to, but I can speak to as an observer of and witness, because I know when it comes to the old Montgomery Ward building, I know it's flooded forever, always been a thing, and that whole back alley there has issues. But now it's leaking in from the front of the building on the over on the Willow Street side. And so what does that mean? I don't know, but I do know the water comes through.
Yeah, don't know if it's there is a I don't know what you call it. I guess it's a tunnel under the town where it carries water under the town.
Yeah.
And it goes out onto in Crooked Creek.
Yeah. And that's where, again, people will talk about like the flood of 61 that was just devastating for downtown and led to building the levee and all of that. And but we don't think about it anymore. That's a thing that's bygone. But like with the Boone County Courthouse, the basement there floods a lot. And so where's the water coming from?
Yeah.
That's the bigger question. And we know Oh gosh, I'm getting so old because
Yeah.
I know when it came to like there was a sinkhole over there at the Harrison H in that one neighborhood. But then that's been going on so many years
I
now.
saw the video on that.
Yeah, so all those years ago. So again, and that's anywhere. I mean, you look up at up towards Branson there with Table Rock, and when the golf course and John L was just about done, and I guess it was the 18th hole fell in. And so we're on top of caves, and so we don't
weird.
know.
That's weird. Anyway, that fall festival, they're having a fall festival.
And good luck. No, I'm just bring your spelunking gear.
No. Oh, we originally started talking about Branson, and
it was fun. And then
Jim decided to go down the detour.
You're welcome.
Down the rabbit hole. Anyway, they've done. I think all phases have been completed. They've done street work. They've done replumbing there. They've beautified with a lot of plants and foliage and flowers and shrubs.
Short-term loss for long-term gain.
Made it all look beautiful again. Anyway, they're calling it typically the Fall Fest.
Fall Fest, that's convenient.
Yeah, Branson Fall Fest. And it's going to be in the downtown area, and you can stroll through the recently completed streetscape project as you experience the sights, sounds, and aroma of festivals.
And that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to getting back down there. We have been playing around with Caitlin. She wanted to explore the world of doing some more karaoke stuff, and so she's set up her own business, Tune In Karaoke, and we've done a few things up there at Pizza Ranch. And because I've always seen Branson as like the coolest backyard playground when you live in Harrison, Arkansas, because between Harrison, with all that we have here, which is quite a lot, but for the other things, you can probably find it up there. So, and you're looking at a 30-minute drive, at best. You know, what I mean, because that's not getting in a hurry now, thanks to the highway. So it's awesome because you can day trip and have a lot of fun up there.
Well, they've got this Fall Fest is starting October 3rd and the 4th. And they've got pumpkin scavenger hunts. You can find hidden pumpkins around downtown. I'm sure the pumpkins are small pumpkins.
I don't know, man. They're growing big up there.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be hidden. You're supposed to find them. You could have a chance to win some prizes.
Don't you remember that thing I said about sinkholes? I mean, they could be. Oh wait, no, Jim, stop it.
They've got fall photo opportunities there. Snap the perfect seasonal picture with the festival fall backgrounds that they have available, sidewalk sales, and store specials. Explore exclusive deals and support local downtown shops and boutiques, or boutiques, however you want to say it.
Watch your mouth.
Face painting, fun designs for the kids of all ages. Pull your grandfather into the mix and have him painted up like Kiss.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, actually, your grandfather probably was a Kiss fan and at the shows.
Yeah, may have been. And also, to top it off, hot apple cider.
Ooh, not to be confused with lukewarm.
Lukewarm. Fall Fest in Branson, starting October 3rd and 4th.
Cool.
Okay. Now, what else do I have to do? I was going to mention that the North Arkansas District Fair is sponsored by Kubota. It's powered by Kubota of Harrison.
Very good. They drug that thing all the way in. Those Kubotas ain't no joke, boy. They'll just pull it. They pull the whole fair right in across
We
town.
are out of time for this segment. We got to take one more break. Got to pay for the bills here, so we're going to do that. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right.
We got sunshine. We got 83 on the thermometer out there, kids. So going to be a warm one today, getting up into the lower 90s. So definitely keep it cool. Check on folks who might get too hot to handle, and definitely stay hydrated.
It's not going to get that hot, is it?
Yeah, lower 90s.
Lower 90s.
Yeah.
That's cool compared to what it was.
You are wrong, sir. You are wrong. It's sort of like that old joke from Johnny Carson when it came to humidity, and that the desert was great because there's no humidity in the desert. To which he replied, "There's no humidity in an oven either." So it's hot. It's just hot. So
today is the deadline for TikTok.
Dun dun dun.
It's the day TikTok finally goes dark. But I got another breaking news here. That where is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe TikTok is ever going to go away in a world of capitalism, you are incorrect. It's just not going to happen. It's a talking point. And I'll be honest, it's like in the span of all the things that have happened over the past week and all, TikTok was very refreshing because in the world of algorithm feeds, I was laughing, man. They kept putting nothing but funny stuff in my stuff, and I was laughing. Where if you went onto the Facebook or the Twitter/X or whatever, it was politics, it was doom and gloom, it was division. But on TikTok, it was just stupid, and I loved every minute of it.
Well, the White House has extended the deadline, so it's not going to be today.
It just move those goalposts, kids.
Just keep moving them back.
There you go. Keep on moving.
All right. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Jim will be back with me Friday.
That's right, kids. Unless you call and complain, then you know what? I'll sleep in.
I'm sure I'll get plenty of complaints.
You
Tomorrow,
will, sir.
Our guest host will be Heath Kirkpatrick, and we're going to have a good time with him. And I'm not sure about the guests. We'll have those posted for you.
And again, Katie McCrite, thank you for coming in.
Yep.
Lover Book, Epilogue. Look it up.
Check it out. We'll see you tomorrow.